YouTube is going live. YouTube is going live. Let's go ahead and get my background music going. Turn this down here. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's get to the painting. Rue has her treat. All is well. Well, I guess first let me get the blanket on because it's chilly. Make sure the YouTube side is good on my laptop. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So last time I had started working on this and I forgot to paint up the carapace metal, but everything else I at least got a base of silver on. So I think we are good. Rue, did you already finish that treat? Okay. You should really learn to savor that stuff. Treats don't last forever, pup. Okay. I want... Where's that wide brush I was using the other day? This one will work. So ready for this cold weather to be done with. Granted, I've never been a cold weather person. Always have preferred the hot days and stuff. Though, I'll be honest, if I didn't have to go outside, like if I didn't have to take little Rue out on her walks, this wouldn't be bad weather. No, Rue, it's not your fault that I hate the cold. I just hate getting out in that shit. good old slow part of the night. Just getting all the frame painted up. I'm hoping to get some actual, like, armor trim painting done today. And so I'm hopeful to get a game in with a buddy of mine in the next couple weeks with this thing. So I've got 3 knights that I'm working on right now, or 3 big ones. I've got my Lancer, then I've got a Castellan that is mostly assembled and just needs its paint job, so it's in about the same state as the Lancer. Then I have Canis Rex. I hope I have all the pieces of Canis Rex still. Essentially, I got him a good while back, and got him started, got him partly assembled and painted, and then it's kind of just set in a box for a couple years. So it's like, well, I hope I didn't lose anything at this point, or by this point. I mean, if I did, well, I guess I'm shit out of luck, but oh well. I'll figure something out. If I have to, I can cannibalize some other models and or, honestly, 3D print potential pieces. I'd prefer not to resort to 3D printing for any Warhammer stuff. Not for models that I'd actually like to use. Might do it for, like, bases and stuff, because I've got to rebase all of my Termagants and Hormagaunts, because they increase the base size that they use. So it's either buy some new bases or 3D print some, and Games Workshop I don't think has too much of an issue with people using 3D printed bases from what I've seen. So that'll probably be the way that I go with that. Hey Zar, welcome in, welcome in. Been busy touching people with TSA? That's what I've been gathering, yeah. As far as I know, we're raiding. Trying to knock out more of my backlog here. Nah, I actually just started like 10 minutes ago. Essentially doing some Warhammer painting. Right now I'm working on a Imperial Knight Lancer. Like, this thing's gonna be pretty big. Like, once it's all together, like, it's that plus this on top. Like, the thing has just this giant fuck all lance that's like 11 inches long. Considering the average model is about yay big. So it's like putting a taller human beside the foot. It's like, it's a giant model. Pretty much, yeah. And spent like little under an hour digging my car out today. That way I could go get it charged up and moving, because it hasn't been moved in like almost a month. We're expecting more snow tonight, which, yay, fuck my life. But oh well. At least I don't gotta get out in it very often. Nice. Yeah, I saw the other day that we were almost there. I'll have to let my mom know. She's been coming into the neighborhood to grab the Alliance side vendor stuff. Her guild's Horde side, and they also have their consortium or their like Endeavor stuff maxed. Nice. So how's the weather out in your neck of the woods? Y'all getting all this freezing cold as well? Ah, man. Today's high here is like 26, 27. Think we're getting down into single digits again tonight. It had been nice. We got up to 40. Fucking hate the cold. Maryland gets mood swing weather. Like, it usually doesn't get this cold. In fact, one of my buddies out here, the pipes in his house were actually bursting because it just usually doesn't get this cold and stay this cold. Alright, anytime it's below freezing, it sucks. The idea of it getting into the negative is bleh. Yeah, we're like so close to the coast that it usually gets cold, but we usually don't see it get like sub-freezing for weeks on end. Whereas right now, it's just been like, oh yeah, we had a week where it got like 5 over freezing for a few days. Just enough to let the snow start melting so it can refreeze solid at night. Like last week, my car was buried under about 3 feet of snow. Yep. I was like, well, I don't have to go anywhere, so fuck that noise. I'm not digging that out. I'm waiting for it to melt some. I live right next door, essentially, to a couple grocery stores, so I can actually walk to the closest Target in like 8 minutes. So can walk there, can walk over to a Chipotle. Like, there's literally a Chipotle right, like, less than a block away from where I live. And I fucking love Chipotle. Though I do go there a little too much because I walk in the door and they start making my bowl. Like, I don't even have to put in my order anymore. They're just like, yep, it's him. Start making it. To be honest, I'd rather live more rural than in the city. There's a lot of nice conveniences here, but it's too loud, too many people, too busy. Chipotle, I would give it about a B. Like, it's not something that I'd say is awesome food, but the nice part about it for me is I can walk over there for lunch, pick up a chicken bowl with white rice and brown rice, black and pinto beans, and I can get cheese, salsa, all that good stuff on it, and it's like $10. I'll use my own chips so I don't have to buy theirs, and I eat half for lunch, half for dinner. And so, eating out, I can feed myself for an entire day for $10. It's like, the food's not the best, but it's decently nutritious. There's no cleanup, and it's super easy. Drawback with Chipotle is every now and again their salsa is like extra spicy. Like, most of the time their salsa is not super hot, but some days that stuff kicks. Yep. It's like I have the blessing of a very much a non-white guy palate when it comes to spice tolerance, so I go for the spicy shit most of the time. Like, I'm the lunatic that when I go to an Indian restaurant and they ask how spicy I want it, I will usually say Indian hot, please. Just because that's tasty. Oh, it definitely doesn't sit well with my stomach, mind you. I don't have a gallbladder, so that doesn't help, for certain. But I just like the flavor of the spice, especially when it comes to Indian spice. Like, heat from peppers, I can take super hot. I don't like super hot. Like, I've had the Pepper X peppers before. That shit's hot. That shit hurts. I don't like it, but I can handle it. It just makes me feel like shit for a couple days. But when it comes down to like spice from seasonings and spices, like, go all out. Fucking go all out. I like pain in mild quantities. Maybe that's why I'm a decent tank. Not quite the nutcase when it comes to pain like Veracus, but he's special. Oh yeah. Unless Veracus wants someone else to tank with him. If he does, I'll step down, but till I'm asked, like, I'm fine with continuing to tank. Probably still going to be Druid, just because that's been a really nice flex. I can do a lot with it, and the changes aren't too bad. They may not be the most damage dealing tank, but yeah, Guardian it's pretty interesting so far. Like, I've been poking a few people to see if they want to do some mythics just to try and get some practice in. But since I haven't really gotten any actual practice, my recent experiments to try and see how tough Guardian is right now is I have Resilient 12 Keystones. So I literally have been going into Mythic 12s by myself and doing massive pulls by myself to see how long I can last before everything gets tapped out. My best was Operation Floodgate. That big pull that I like to do at the start of that, I lasted about 7 minutes before I finally got tapped out. Didn't kill anything, mind you, but the thing is, I lasted a long time, so I was like, okay, it's not bad. Beast Mastery always is getting either a crap ton of power or a crap ton of nerfs. It's almost like the shadow of Hunters. I will say, when I've played Hunter in the past, Beast Mastery was always my favorite. Just from a flavor and play wise. That's pretty much all we really can do at the moment. That's why I've tried to avoid a lot of, like, reading up on beta or even trying beta. Because I know that no matter what I see in beta, it's going to change before it comes to live. So, Like, there's no point in me trying to get used to something new, only for it to get changed right before it comes out. Plus, I've got, like, so many other things I could do rather than play beta. Like, I've been playing so many other games recently that it's like, okay, getting all this out of my system so when WoW starts back up, I don't feel like I'm missing any of my other games for a while. I do love playing games like RimWorld. But sadly, talking about RimWorld makes me sound a bit like a psychopath. Nice. Well, it's like right now I'm working on a new colony in RimWorld that I'm calling the faction Fang and Foliage. It is a faction that is focused primarily on using animals and plants for defense and offense. So it's like the characters themselves, they are able to fight right now, but the end goal will actually be like they're going to be nature focused, animal focused, and go into blind sight, which means that my characters will be willfully gouging their eyes out so they can become more powerfully psychic. And that means that they are going to be absolute dog shit if they ever get into a close combat fight. Well, that's where the animals come in, and that's where the dryads come in. Because you don't have to be able to see to train an elephant to gore your enemies. You don't have to see to be able to get a bear to maul your foes. But again, it's like, oh yes, I try and set up each RimWorld colony with a story idea, and then let it unfold from there. It's like, certainly I'm going to try and get it to this point. Once it gets there, I don't know how it's actually going to go. I've never used a blind sight colony before. So I don't know, like, will what I'm thinking of be enough? Like, I actually had to change my plans a few times already with the colony because we were running low on food. And having 15 war elephants is nice until you don't have enough food to even feed your own people. I was like farming chinchillas for fur, for money, so I could actually have a fast breeding animal that I could raise up for meat and sell the fur. But my colonists couldn't keep up with the demand for food, so it was like, well, either we need to get rid of the elephants or we need to get rid of the chinchillas. I can feed 15 elephants easier than I can feed 100 chinchillas. So I just had like one person running through the chinchilla enclosure just mass slaughtering the poor things. Had to slaughter several elephants just because, like, okay, we don't have enough food to keep them trained. This one's about to go completely feral again. So rather than have to retame it, just slaughter it before it goes feral, and we can turn it into kibble to feed the other elephants. Like, RimWorld is one of those games where it makes you sound like a psychopath, and that's like literally my colony that I'm running right now is a genuine decent person colony. Like, none of them are being made to do anything extremely horrible. My last colony, it was a bunch of raiders who had a spaceship that would go around from location to location on the planet, raiding colonies to abduct people to butcher for food. So, space pirate cannibals with a vampire leader. That's just a normal Tuesday in RimWorld. Like, I actually watched this one guy who he makes like ridiculous RimWorld concept ideas. Like, one of his colonies, you can get very anime. Oh, you can get very anime. Like, I'll get to that after this. This guy that I was watching, he made his colony with the idea of cannibalism. It's like, okay, cannibalism, that's a fairly normal survival thing in RimWorld. But they didn't want to go normal cannibalism. No. Instead, they only wanted to eat babies. So, legitimately, they had a colony set up with tons of growth vats. So they could capture prisoners, extract the ovums, force them to fertilize the ovum, and then put it in a growth vat to grow it into a baby, to then eat it. That game does not punish you for doing that. Because in RimWorld, there is no morals. Like, you'll definitely create enemies by doing bad things to people. But, like, you definitely can, like, you can do basically anything in RimWorld, and the game is fine with it. What you can't do, people can make mods to allow you to do it. Like, I had one playthrough where someone killed one of my dogs that was a hauler. It wasn't even a combatant. Like, an enemy raider killed it. So, I was like, no, you're not getting away. Chased after the guy with clubs to knock him out. Brought him back to the colony. Saw that he was a body purist, which means they hate the idea of implants. So, I gave him a prosthetic heart, gave him a prosthetic lung, a prosthetic kidney, then turned around, gave him a single peg leg, amputated his other leg, amputated both of his arms, gave him a prosthetic jaw, removed his nose, removed his ears, removed his eyes, and then I released him back to his faction. All while having him wear a jacket made from human skin from his companions, while sleeping in a bedroll made from human skin from his companions, and being fed kibble made from human meat. For anime-like stuff, you can do things like gene engineering to create super soldiers. You can do cybernetic augmentations, so you can have characters get very, very fucking fast, strong, accurate. You can make furries. One of the base races in the game is called Itaken, which is essentially a Wookiee. And quite often I will take the Itaken, reverse engineer their genes to get the fur skin. Then I will get the cat ear gene, and then most of my colonists will end up having fur skin, cat ears, and tails. Just because, hey, why not? It's my fantasy. If I want to have a colony of cat girls, damn it, I'm gonna have a colony of cat girls. My colony's crawling with pussy. But they have all sorts of mods for the game. Like, if you stay in the safe for work world of mods, you can get androids, you can get mechs, you can get tanks. One of the more awesome mod packs that people have is nukes. Like, you can straight up make long-range artillery to bombard neighboring tiles that you aren't on with nukes. You can make tanks. Like, if you can dream it, there's probably a mod for it in RimWorld. Let me get my palette. Wet palette, at least. Need, like, more space. Yeah, I do love me some RimWorld. Like, it is one of the few games that I've got, like, over 2,000 hours in. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna paint this in quadrants of red and black. A little trick I found for reds is if you put down a layer of gold first, then the red, then it comes out as this kind of like ruby / blood red looking color. Yeah. Plus, I just kind of like gold as well, so, you know. I like gold! I haven't seen Austin Powers in a long time, but I do know that one at least. And of course, Fat Bastard. Also known as just going to Walmart any day of the week. Like, I would be at least somewhat selective about what I put my schlong in. For not to put my dick in crazy, nor in danger. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Bunky not show up. But other than that, yeah, I've been missing seeing people. Would like to see him just cancel his subscription. I know, maybe too harsh, but whatever. Although, from what I've gathered, most people do not like him. I can say I don't remember if this was something that I was told or if it was a dream, but I think it was something that I was told. I vaguely remember towards the end of last season talking with Billy. He was saying that quite likely, start of this next expansion, he is kicking Bunky. He was already a pain in the ass enough without Blizzard recognizing him. Nice. I like that. Looks like this area still needs some touch up. I am curious to see if we'll be able to handle Mythic with the retuning that they've done. Or with the stat squishes and stuff. Yeah. Like, from what Trog's been saying, or not Trog, but Traw has been saying, most guilds that couldn't handle Mythic before are now doing, like, Mythic 8 of 8. We'll probably end up doing just Heroic to start. Just see how it feels. As this is Veracus we've got leading. He usually doesn't like to try and push the hammer too hard. It's like nothing against him on that. He usually just doesn't try and push it. Which, I'm not opposed to that. Like, I'm not into the all gung-ho serious shit. Been there, did that in the past, and if I wanted to do that again, I would probably go to a different guild so I could do that. Okay. Exactly. That's why I figure we probably will just do, like, normal or heroic tonight. If nothing else, up until the first break. Then I know Veracruz has also got his announcement for his work schedule coming up, which is not great. Because from what he was saying before, it sounds like they're going to have him be doing more of the remote stuff. Or not remote stuff, but going out to remote sites. So he's going to be probably missing some of the start of the raid season. Yeah, so quite likely it's probably going to be me and Oya tanking for the first bit of the season. Let's see here. For this hand, it was like that. So I'll do this corner, this corner. Okay. Nothing's confirmed on that yet, obviously. But that's just something he was talking about before, towards the end of the season, and some of the mythics. Though, that has been a few, like, almost 2 months since he was talking about that before with us. So, that could have also changed. That's why it's like, it has to be just with a grain of salt till it's official. And plus, if it does come through and he has to miss, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 weeks of the raids, like, it's not the end of the world. Oh, he is a competent tank. And I wouldn't have any issue tanking with him. Like, the only person I really wouldn't want to tank with would be Lupus. It's like, no offense towards Lupus. Love him. Good guy. Just, he was not a very good tank when he was tanking with us before. And now with the lack of add-ons, it's going to make it a little harder. Oh yeah. We've done it before. We'll be fine. And who knows, maybe Veracruz will actually be in a spot where he can bring his laptop and still raid. Go there, down, and roughly there. Ah, it's all good. Yeah, fucking watch. I know, get up and move, don't be a fat ass. I appreciate my watch reminding me to move. And stand up and get my watch to stop buzzing at me and telling me that I'm fat and all that stuff. Okay, watch, I've moved. Yes, you recognize that I've moved. Very good. What? That was unfortunate, but not bad. Welcome back. At least I dropped it on the gold, in the gold. Actually just stood up because my watch was reminding me that I'm fat and need to move. Although I am losing weight, which is good. Actually getting under 290 again, which is good. That's at least one of my desires. I'd like to stick around for a while. That was actually one of the things that prompted my shifting career focus. Like, I liked what I was doing, but it was just too frickin' stressful. Like, at the end of 2024, I'd actually packed on up to about 345 pounds, give or take. I had been struggling for a while, but I was at least keeping myself in like the 285, 290 range. So I was like, okay, I'm doing decent. Then into that year, I had hit a huge stress spike, ballooned up, and I was like, I'm going to die if I don't do something. I need to make a change now. So that was kind of where I was just like, just gonna take a sabbatical, and that sabbatical evolved to just not going back. It definitely helps being single and having no major expenses or debts. I'll definitely say losing out on my former paycheck does hurt though, because that was some nice money. Like, I'll definitely say that I do miss that. Yeah, that does not surprise me. Yes. Like, that last one was stupid. Personally, I feel like if the shutdown is going on, anyone who's working in government, like politician government, should not receive any pay of any kind during said shutdown. What can I say? I have an old soul. Get off my lawn, you fucking assholes! I beat you to it, man. I'll say, working with a lot of the people that I was working with, it did make me feel so much fucking older, though. Like, most of the people that were, like, in my, like, field were people who were, like, just graduating college. Like, we had one guy who just turned 21. I'm just like, dude, you're a baby. You're a baby. He's like, oh, you aren't that much older than me. Like, dude, I'm like almost 40. It's like, I'm not old, but I'm definitely a lot older than a fresh college kid. To be young, dumb, and impressionable again. All the time now. Yeah. I mean, honestly, things are just weird right now. Like, people are doing stuff that just 5 years ago, you would have been, like, ridiculed for doing some of this shit. Feels like you can't trust media for any information because it's always going to have a spin in one way or another to fit their desired story. Like, well, how do you get information anymore? Oh well. So the trim is going to be mostly gold, maybe with another different variation of gold highlight. Then the armor is most of the armor, like in the middle sections here, is actually not going to stay gold. Rather, most of this is actually going to be painted over with red. Like, I'll actually stop after this one on the gold for a little bit and swap over to a little bit of red just so we can see how that's looking coming together. Because most of my Imperial Knights have gone with a gold trim, either gold or silver or a combination of gold and silver for the trim, and the armor coloration is red and black. Each knight has a different design or a different layout of the red and black. So it's like some knights will be like a 50-50 split. Like I have one knight that like on the top of it, going down the middle, it's red on one side, black on the other. Then I have another one where it's like on the pauldrons, it's red going up in a chevron in the center with black on the outsides, and another one where like the top half is red, bottom half is black. This one I'm going with the corner checkers of red and black. Let's see here. It's brown. We have blood red here. And I got a new beer out of order. It is, the beer's title is Bonus. How did you get a bonus? Ooh, that's good. That's like a cinnamon, apple, like very holiday flavors. Very tasty. Okay. So yeah. This, like, makes the red go from being like a dark red to being this kind of ruby red. In fact, I do this for a lot of the gems on armor. Yeah, like that. Yeah. That's pretty good looking. Then grab the Grim Black. Next quadrant. Yeah, something about like that is what I'm going for the armor coloration for it. Go with this nice kind of red and black checker with gold. Probably going to take a paint pen and do each of the rivets with silver or iron color to try and make that stand out a bit more. And this is probably gonna need several layers just to make it like look right, but still. I like how it looks. I figured to get this model fully painted the way that I want, it's probably going to take about 2 or 3 weeks. Figure 4 or 5 hours a day for about 2 or 3 weeks. Drawback of being a slight perfectionist. I've gotten a lot better about being a perfectionist, where I'm not quite so, like, hung up on making sure everything is perfect. But I do want things to at least be well done or nice. Actually, weather depending, I might be getting out tomorrow to do a game of Warhammer. Don't know. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done any, and I'd like to do more. But, like, I also don't like to get out any more than I have to. Especially when it's, like, sub-freezing weather with slick roads. And driving over to game with my friend, he lives in Baltimore, so that's not a long drive, but it's also not a short drive. And I don't exactly like driving around in Baltimore when the weather is nice, let alone when the weather is, well, ugh. But I also can't really have him come over here because there's basically no open parking spaces in my condo. Like, if it's an open space, it's because someone's at work. And every space that's not occupied is just covered in snow. Dry a little. I'm glad I've been able to take more time for painting recently, because I have been so far behind in my backlog, and I do actually enjoy painting. It's very nice, calming, and methodical. For the longest, I had been just too damn busy, yeah. Because up until I left my job, like, my day was literally get up, walk the dog, go to work, come home for lunch, walk the dog, eat, go back to work, come home, walk the dog, eat. Then I've got, like, maybe an hour until 8 o'clock. So I'd have maybe an hour to shower and all that stuff. And, just made things very, very difficult to do anything except maybe on Saturday and Sunday. But then I would have all the housework, like, you know, cleaning that needs to be done on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, hey, pup. I'll definitely say, like, it's fun. Like, I don't have the most stable hands, but I do find ways to keep my hands stable enough. Sometimes it's just a shit ton of bracing up against the desk and work surface. I'd say the hardest thing about actually taking time to paint is that there are so many days where I just want to sit down and watch anime or something else instead, and I'm like, well, either I do this or I'm never going to get it done. So, try and at least do, like, Monday and Friday in the afternoons for painting at the very least. I can often do model assembly while watching anime. Cool. Actually, I do a lot of model assembly while watching anime. Nice. does look really nice so far. Not to toot my own horn, but I like. What's up, Rue? You know, laying right up against the wheels of my chair ain't smart. It's a really good way to get a very sharp reminder that I'm heavier than you. Yeah, it's true. You do a lot of grumbling. Yes, you do. Okay, then we have this plate. We gotta get back to some gold. Oh no, your mask got away. Hey, pup. How you doing down there? Hey, pup. Good girl. Yes. Yeah, I got some paint on my fingers, so I doubt they taste very good right now, pup. Although knowing you, you might actually like the taste of paint, so I can't rule anything out entirely. I need to put some more water in this palette because it is starting to act weird. Be right back. Let's take care of this real quick. What's up, Rue? I'm not just ignoring you, pup. I'm actively ignoring you. There's a big difference. See, I'm actively ignoring you. Or trying to. It is a little hard, because you know, you're very insistent. Yes. You're very persistent, very insistent, and just very dog. Yes, you're very dog. But hey, nothing else, you are cute, Rue. You have that going for you. That looks a lot better. I don't think I need more. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I'll do, for these chest plates, I'll do one as just red and one as just black. Yeah. Kind of breaks the mold of the rest of it a little bit, but I think it'll look nice. So this one is the left piece, I believe. Either left or right. Let's see, is it this side? Or is it this side? No, it is definitely this side. Okay, so this one will be black. This one will be red. If I was playing Chaos Knights, I would actually be tempted to give this chest plate nipples. Make it a Slaneshi Knight. Nah, not gonna do that though, thankfully. I may do some silly stuff for the lulz, but I'm not gonna do that. Now, if I could guarantee that would make my opponent's roll worse, I might actually would consider it, but I can't guarantee that, so... I'm pretty sure Magnus has giant nipple spikes if I remember right. Thankfully, they look like bone, but still. Could easily make them pink. He's just very happy to see you, that's all. Magnus is super excited for this fight. Let's not drop this. What's up, Rick? Are you trying to get my attention, little pup? You trying to get my attention? Give me a sec and I can look at you and see what you want. Yeah, I can see what you want here in just a sec. You ruining me now? You trying to ruin me? What is it? What is it, pup? We still got a bit of time before I'm done, Rue. So you get to just hang out, but I'll give you some pets while I'm just waiting, you know? You're good. Yeah, it's true. See, I'm still doing this though, so you know, you gotta wait a little bit. Rue, what's with the wines, huh? Hey. Rue. What's with the whining? You don't need to whine, pup. It's okay. Like, we were just out like an hour and a half ago. So I sincerely doubt that that's what you need. Think you just want more treats. Because that would totally check out with your personality. Scam calls or work calls or family stuff? It's definitely the time of year for scams, that's for sure. Well, that's good. Lower than expected? Nice. I suppose with it being, like, decently warm out there right now, that's not too far out of the question. Damn. That's pretty good. Sounds like y'all figured it out. Or it's self-corrected. Well, that's shitty. That's just money going down the drain. Right now, Rue's being a silly pup. She's trying to get my attention so hard. And she picked literally the dumbest place to lay down to get my attention. Like, she's literally got her nose right up against the wheels of my chair. It's like, you know, of all the places you could put yourself, putting your nose right there is not the smartest of moves. But I don't think I've accused her of being super intelligent before, so she at least has that going for her. At least she's cute. Hey, nice. Very cool. Which type of, or what club is it? Mike's Peak Pats. Huh. Neat. Oh. Huh. That's pretty cool. Nice. For me, I am, like, not big into sports, which is honestly funny for me. Just because, like, I'm from Texas. And I legitimately don't follow football very often. It's like it's sacrilege almost. Like a Texan who doesn't live, breathe, and preach football. I may be in Maryland, but I still count myself as a Texan. You can take the Texan out of Maryland, but you can't take the Texan out of the person. Nope, not even college football. I know more about professional football teams than I do about college football teams. I've pretty much learned enough terminology, and I can basically smile, nod, and not like make a complete faux pas with like completely incorrect sports terminology if I get roped into a conversation. Usually making a comment about, can you believe the ref last game? It's like, that usually ends up getting most people on your side pretty quick. Honestly, not much before I was born. I was born in 87. I mean, to be fair, Czar. To be fair. I didn't say it. It's heavily implied. We need to see if they can add a Walker transmog. Nah. Oh, goodness. If nothing else, I can definitely say, you certainly don't act your age, which is good. Honestly, that would be kind of funny, though. If that were to ever happen, though, I would hope that there would be a transmog option to make your character, like, morbidly obese. Going around on a rascal, hanging off both sides of it while using a gun. It's okay. The boss is regular. You can be regular too. uh... That's just what happens when your trank shot gets reflected. Oh, honestly, it feels like trank shot should be a crowd control ability. It really should, more than a de-enrage. Rue, what you whining about, huh? What you whining about, little pup? What is it? What is it? Yeah, but the thing is, like, when I think tranquilized, I don't usually think be less angry. I think pass the fuck out. Especially if you watch enough Floridians, like, they definitely would prove that you can be angry and pass out. I've seen it remove magic effects. There just aren't very many that you can remove with it, annoyingly. I mean, that just sounds like a Friday evening sometimes, if you're Veracruz and people are pissing you off. Hey. What you doing, huh? Yeah, it's Rue. You're on camera. You are on camera. Now she's doing her little stretchy crawl thing. Yes. Yeah, she's a good girl. When she wants to be. When she wants to be. Otherwise, she's a little shit. Yes, you're a little shit. Oh, good girl. It doesn't hurt that she's got Chihuahua and Pit Bull in her. So, two highly stubborn breeds mixed together. Rude. Yeah. She is Chihuahua Pit Bull with a little bit of Boston Terrier and Havanese, I think. So she's a weird one. Yes, pup. Yeah, she's very stereotypically dog. Like, when I look at her, I'm like, yeah, you don't have, like, smushed features like a lot of little pups. Her ears are proportioned well for her head. A little big, but not big enough, in my opinion. She's got plenty of extra skin on her face. She's patient when it comes to being messed with. She is probably the lickiest little pup I've ever seen. Like, you get close to her and she just starts doing that. And she'll do this for a long time. Hey, let's be. Welcome in. Yes, Pop. Yes, you're getting some screen time. I still want to get back to painting my knights, though. Yes, I still want to paint my knight. Yeah. She's thankfully good. I think here. How many calories are in these treats? This is only 36 calories a chew. I usually try, when I'm on my paint streams, I usually don't put her on too much just because, well, people are here to actually see paint. But she is thankfully cute and she likes the attention. Through? Up. One sec. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get this camera back over to the paint station. There we go. She's good because she knows that I'm a softie and I'll keep giving her treats. Like, I am a great big softie. I see those little eyes and I'm just like, damn it, fine, here's the treats. I'll keep giving them to you. Thankfully, those are at least low calorie compared to what she normally gets. But it does mean that she's probably gonna get like a half a treat next. Hey, catch you later and see you at the raid. Of course, that's just the right angle when I hold it like this. Can't exactly see it from that camera. Should have waited to glue this on until after it got painted, but oh well. Oh yeah, this is the Cerastus Lancer. Like, legit, the model is about as tall as the lance, so about 11 and a half, 12 inches. It's all good. Like, while I don't speak German, I do appreciate when anyone puts in the effort to learn other languages and work with other languages. And I usually can pick up the meanings. Usually get what people are trying to at least get across. Yeah, this is my Lancer, though, that I'm trying to get put together. And after this, I've got a Knight Preceptor, and I've got a Knight Castellan to put together. Specifically, the Preceptor is Canis Rex. So he's kind of the weird one out in my paint schemes. Rue, how did you finish that already? Come on, you shouldn't do that. Love the little pup. Damn, she goes through her treats too quick. Oh. Bernie Doodle. That sounds like a big fluffy pup. I won't deny, I was originally looking to get a larger dog. Something about in the, like, 70-pound range. But I live on the 3rd floor of my condo. And after I thought about it, I was like, you know, I really should get something that, if it gets sick, I can carry it down the stairs without hurting it. Since we don't have an elevator. And plus, when I found this little pup, like, she just caught my heart. Like, it was... I couldn't say no to that little thing. A little sweetheart until she sees a squirrel or a goose or a deer. Then she thinks that she is the apex predator of the world. The fact that she can actually scare geese is kind of crazy. Like, geese aren't usually something I'm used to seeing run away from anything. She's got just that right brand of crazy, though. Whew, that's a hefty pup. That is a hefty pup. Do love dogs. They are wonderful critters. Until they're assholes. And then they're still wonderful. They're just wonderful assholes. I'm hoping once I get this last batch of nights completed, I can get in a game with a friend of mine and actually test these things out and see how they play. Because I have not played nights, but maybe once since, like, 8th edition? Maybe 9th edition? Mostly just love the looks of the models. Rue, why you whining? Like, you ain't getting another one of those little treats, pup. 2 in one day is already too much for you. You don't need the extras. So calm the fuck down. Woohoo! Nice! Dark Angels. Cool chapter. Very cool chapter. Dark Angels are in my top 3 for favorite chapters. Pretty much goes Death Watch, Salamanders, Dark Angels. Warhammer's a fun hobby. Met a lot of cool people playing this game. Haven't met too many bad people playing it. I've met some jackasses, but usually not too bad. Rue, stop whining, pup. Seriously. We're not going out for another probably 20 or 30 minutes at least. You get to just be calm. You got the easiest job in the world, pup. You literally just get to eat, poop, and play. I know plenty of people who would just about kill for that type of life. Good stuff. I know, coming up on my list of things to get done, I have the rest of my Dark Angels detachment I need to get on. I'm working with the Ravenwing Bikers. So, still need to pick up a couple more bikes to finish that up. But I have most of them built. They just need to be painted. Then need to get the lion painted. He's gonna be fun. I'd been holding off on painting him for a while just because, well, I haven't had a lot of confidence when it came to doing faces up until very recently. That's taken a couple years of practice to actually get to the point where I feel comfortable doing faces and skin tones on my models. Literally, up till last year, if a model could wear a helmet, they had a helmet. Like, nope, you ain't getting your face shown. Not that I'm not proud of you, I just don't want to paint your face. But gotten more confident with it, gotten more comfortable with it. That's definitely a plus. Okay, got the foot trim. Need to invest in some better brushes. These things keep kind of just meh. The tips kind of splay out and don't hold together super well. But, oh well. It lays down paint. Here over. About there. Yep. Had I thought about it, I should have reversed the pattern for the shoulders so I could actually reverse it on the legs as well. But oh well. I think it still looks decent. I figure first time I use this thing, it's probably gonna get shot off the table before it can do anything. That feels like that is how these things usually work. But it'll definitely take a lot of firepower to bring this thing down. The thing has a 4-up and vulnerable save, so it doesn't really matter what you throw at it, it's gonna get a decent save chance. If it gets too close, it's definitely going to make you regret letting it get that close. I think it's Lance in strike mode actually hits for like 8 damage a swing. Definitely can bring the pain. So fiddly, so small. Bless you, Rue. Probably gonna try and dot his eyes with some Slaughter Red. I think that'll be a nice little different shade of red for it. That looks better. That. This one. Pretty good. This one. We still have bits of the carapace to do. Probably go about like there. Bring it down here. Awesome. And then we can just do it the way we've been doing. Okay, I want to grab a little larger brush for this part. Otherwise, it's going to take forever. Looks like these brushes are going to need a good cleaning tonight. A little bit more than the basic rinse, at least. Okay. It's coming up on a stopping point here soon. Mostly because I do want to make sure that I get Little Pup out before it gets too dark and too cold. How did I miss this before? There's like little bits on the bottom of the shield or bottom of the carapace that need to be trimmed right here. It's not bad. It's on the underside, so I'm not super concerned about it, but still. Okay. Avery. "15 minutes, pup." This was something that I actually just figured out on accident. I accidentally overpainted a little bit of red on one of my custodies, and with this blood red paint, because it's a speed paint, when it goes over gold, it kind of comes out almost like a ruby red of sorts. Ever since, if I want like a nice, bright, snappy red, like quite often, I'll paint it gold first. That way when I paint over it with blood red, it looks nice and vibrant and bright. But still has that like gold sheen to it almost underneath. Yeah, that's true. That was some ice falling. That was ice. And not the deport you kind of ice. The ice that, you know, is from cold. Figure once I run out of the red that I've got on the palette, I'll probably go ahead and stop. That's true. I'm almost done here. I know, little miss. You want to go outside right now. Yes, I hear you back there. I can feel your frustration. I'm not gonna have enough for that, so I can just touch up a little bit more of the reds, I guess. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So I want to thank you all for hanging out. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I'll be streaming some World of Warcraft here in about 3 or 4 hours. So if y'all want to come back then, that's awesome. If not, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Take care.